How can a classroom teacher be sure that what they're doing instructionally is supported by the science of reading?
I want to be so supportive of those classroom teachers who are asking those questions. They're hearing about the science of reading. They want so badly to be sure they're doing the right thing. And then the next step, if you're really starting this journey, is very complex, because the science of reading, like almost anything that comes our way in education, can become and seems to have become kind of a bandwagon. So everybody's saying, we do science of reading. This is what science of reading is. And it does get extremely confusing and overwhelming. And then teachers may be persuaded just to go back and do what I know works pretty well for most of the kids. I'll just do that. Yeah. So my recommendation would be to stay curious, ask lots of questions, and find your group. Find the people who can help you winnow through all this information and loud noises. And eventually, you're going to find a handful of people, or maybe one or two people that you can trust. And I certainly have done that in my own work. I have an advantage of I don't have to teach 20 or 30 children every day. I've got the time to look at research. I have a doctorate. I have been trained to read research and interpret research. But at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of it, even for someone in my position that has the time and the expertise to look at it. There are disagreements between people that I hold in very high regard around research conclusions. So I've chosen a couple of people to say, they're going to be my touchstones. If they say, this is what you should be doing, or you should be at least thinking about this, I'm going to do that, because there's just too much information, even too much. There's a lot of fluff and stuff we shouldn't be paying attention to called science of reading. But even in the true, excellent science, it's so complex, and so it can be overwhelming. So there are some good books that a lot of teachers have found to be very helpful in getting informed about science and translating it to their classrooms. There are increasing numbers of podcasts and groups that are devoted to helping make sense of the science of reading. So there are truths out there that will help teachers be the best professionals they can be and help many, many more children become skillful readers. So the truth is out there. Is that from Star Trek or something?
It might be.
But the science of reading does have some absolute truths about it that classroom teachers can and should be paying attention to, and bless them for approaching this journey. But that's the way. To this day, that's the way I approach it. You can't keep up with everything. Find a couple of books, a couple of websites, a couple of people that you say, that's what I'm going to follow.